I don't think Rod's in any danger, and he would get a job in a minute anywhere else. They should keep him. I'm just concerned that the way they're going out, the ownership might be reactionary and say, maybe we can look at some other options behind the bench in Carolina.
Always follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
I asked Paulie if this is real or fugazi, and that is Rod Brind'Amour is going to get the Sheldon Keefe treatment if the Hurricanes go out in ugly fashion, down 3-0 here in this series. They're not coming back. I can't imagine where they're going to beat Igor 4 straight games. Do you think they're going to say bye-bye to him?
I don't think so, because remember, about 10 days ago, Mitch, there was talk about, Rod doesn't have a contract for next season, and maybe he's going to walk, and then Darren Drager's one of the top insiders said, no. Carolina Hurricanes woke up. They're going to get it done. The part of the issue was he wants his entire staff, Brind'Amour staff, to get raises and new contracts and stuff. So you would think that the one concern I have is it's a pretty reactionary owner in Tom Dundon. So, and this is the second time I mentioned you before you go on the air. I hear this stuff after every game they lose. We played pretty darn good. It's not good enough. Like last year, same thing. We could have swept. We got swept. That's 7 straight games, guys. Come on. So the right thing is to bring them back because it's the same thing over and over again. This got to lay some of it with Don Waddell, who's the general manager, where they lose the same way, right? The goaltending's not good enough. They can't score in the playoffs. Like big-time players who's supposed to score for them don't score. So I don't think Rod's in any danger, and he would get a job in a minute anywhere else. They should keep him. I'm just concerned that the way they're going out, the ownership might be reactionary and say, maybe we can look at some other options behind the bench in Carolina.
Yeah, the power play's been awful. Deserted them. And they give up the shorthanded goal. I was surprised by the goaltending change. What about you? I was very surprised. He's your number one goalie, Freddie Anderson. He needs rest after 2 games. Yeah.
Holy, 2 games.
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you just say he can't make a big save in a big spot? Why don't you? I think Rod's protecting the goalie there. Kochetkov, again, he didn't lose the game for them, but he was the second best goaltender in the game, and you knew that going into the series. So yeah, I was surprised that this is a game that you had to win, and you played your second string goaltender. Like that's a very curious move by Rod Brind'Amour, but as I've mentioned before, maybe his coaching in the second round needs to be looked at a little closer.
Yeah. So you mentioned it about he'd be snatched up immediately. Well, the race is on now. With Keefe gone, with Toronto having an opening and New Jersey having an opening. What do you think? Let me throw some odds in. Berube is -160 to be the Leafs' next coach. Gallant's +470. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why you see Craig Berube on TNT. He's just sitting behind the desk waiting for that job, I assume. And that's a perfect coach. And his mindset is exactly what this team needs to get over. Now, they did get, over, they got over last year for 1 round. I love Craig Berube. I think he's a great fit in Toronto. I think Gallant could be a really good fit in New Jersey with younger players.
Yeah.
That team, the only reason Jersey's not in the playoffs, Paul, has been a lot of injuries, and the goaltending betrayed him. And again, one of the reasons Lindy Luff is now in Buffalo instead of New Jersey is that Tom Fitzgerald, the GM in New Jersey, waited so long to trade for a goalie. He traded for Jake Allen. Jake Allen played very well, but it was too late. Mm-hmm. The team was out of contention. So those are 2 really good jobs. Like Toronto, look, you got to be able to deal with the pressure. The good thing about Craig Berube, he could throw up a Stanley Cup ring and nobody gives him any crap, right? So he's already won there and he's established there, and I think his mentality is right for this team. So there's a reason why he's a minus pick for Toronto. Yep. I think he gets the job there.
Follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Dennis Bernstein, our guest. He's on the Progressive Guest Line, the fourthperiod.com, Sirius XM NHL coverage as well. So the Edmonton Oilers, I said this, I think it was yesterday, right after the Game 1 loss against Vancouver, they completely sucked the energy out of that crowd in the first period. Up 2-0, things are going their way. And then, of course, Skinner, no good, blows the lead. They lose the game. Do you think the Canucks take a commanding 2-0 series lead here tonight at home, or do the Oilers bounce back?
I think they bounce back, but let me give you the stat, Mitch. The Edmonton Oilers with Connor and Leon, the last 5 postseasons, they're 12-6 against the Kings, and they're 7-17 against a team not named the Kings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's good.
So they're not great after they play the Kings, and I get it. The matchup, they kill everybody on the power play. I think they can find a way. I don't trust their defense underneath their top pair of Ekholm and Bouchard, and I definitely don't trust the goaltender. Some of my friends from Edmonton tripping me. Yeah, Tripping, I said the goaltender is not. You watch those goals, and I get it. Darnell Nurse course them as well, playing defense. But when you watch the goals go in, they can't go in. And look, even if they can't get past Vancouver, because Vancouver's playing a third-string goalie in Shrilovs, like they're gonna have to play Dallas or Colorado, and I don't trust them defensively. I really don't. They could, but the thing is, they could win it all. I'm not saying that. I just don't like their defense and goaltending. I don't think it's championship caliber. I might be wrong because Aiden Hill won last year for the Vegas Golden Knights. I just don't like the way they play defensively. And yeah, look, Vancouver's not going to quit on you. They're much toughly. Like, they're not going in like the Kings thinking, oh, how are we going to find a way to win? They're saying we can win if we play our way. We can win. So it's going to be a very interesting series. I think Edmonton ties it up, but I do like, I picked Vancouver in the series, guys, to be honest with you, because I just thought that it's a different type of team, a different type of animal, and you saw it in Game 1 at home at Rogers Arena.
I've had enough. I'm sick of this team, and I was disgusted by what happened in Game 1. Vancouver couldn't do a damn thing offensively against Nashville, and like 12 shots on goal, and now you can't even hold a 3-goal lead in Game 1, and I'm with you on the goaltending as well. What happens in Florida, Boston? And someone finally got to Swayman, but my God, the fighting, the Pasternak stuff, Kachuk. What do you think here in Game 3?
The biggest benefactor of all this would be the Rangers.
Yeah.
Because I think this is going to be 6 or 7 games. These teams already hate each other to see all that fighting. I think Pasta and Chucky might go again in Game 3, maybe every game, and we'd all love to see that. So I think they're a beneficiary of a really grueling series. I do like the Panthers. I think they're better than they were last season. I don't think they were mentally ready to play Game 1. It's going to be a difficult series, though. I would go back to Swayman, and now that I'm talking about Ullmark, because Ullmark went in for Game 2, and now go back to the rotation. Jeremy Swayman played great. I mean, he's not the reason they lost Game 2. The team wasn't prepared to play. This is a difficult series, but I think the Panthers will get out of it. But if they're going to get beat up like we think they will be, it just really helps the Rangers, assuming the Rangers can close out Carolina quickly.
Yeah, well, they're going to. The cause for concern there for the Hurricanes, again, watching them last night, it just felt like it was power play after power play in a huge spot. They could never get the job done last night against Igor. They're not going to solve that guy. So having said that, are you going to pick the Rangers to come out of the East regardless of who they play?
I'd have to right now because the best players are playing great. They're getting the goaltending, and their special teams wins games.
Yes.
And that's how it is. It's look, Panarin's got 4 goals. They're all game winners. Like, their big guys are showing up in big spots. I would have to lean towards, like, I want to see how the Florida-Boston series fans out. But right now you have to favor the Rangers. Like, the Rangers are playing the best. And when you look at the West guys, like, you look at the 4 goaltenders in the West, they're all marginal. Like, that. So if the Rangers get out, they're going to play a team that doesn't have as good a goaltender and probably not as good as special teams unless Edmonton gets out. So, yes, you have to favor the Rangers now in any series they play because of the dominant fact. Look, here's the thing. The last time a team went 7-0 to start the season that won the President's Trophy, it was the Rangers 30 years ago in 1994. Oh. They're playing dominant fashion. They're not dominating teams, but they're winning games. They know how to win. They have the clutch gene in them. There's no reason you can't favor the Rangers in any series they'll play. Again, injuries aside, see who comes out. But the way they're playing right now, they're playing clutch. Vinny Trocheck's been fantastic for them, and you have to favor them in any series.
Yeah, here's the deal, right, Dennis? I mean, you're not beating this team by scoring 4 goals because that's not going to happen. If it does, it's going to be a fluke. So you need to, right, when they go to the power play, they cannot score whatsoever, and then you need to take advantage when you're on the power play, which is easier said than done against that kill. So teams have to beat this team 2-1 and 3-2, and that just is that going to happen?
The only way that can happen, and this is why I like Dallas. Dallas's bottom 6 is better. Forwards are better than the Rangers' bottom 6. Rangers' bottom 6 hasn't done anything. Their big boys have showed up. Yeah. Chris Kreider scoring a shorthanded goal the entire game. Yep. That's the only way. So it's the depth. If you can get depth scoring against the Rangers, then you could probably beat them. And that's why I like Carolina, because I thought their depth guys would contribute more than, but nobody's contributing. They're not getting clutch plays. You just can't find a way to beat Shesterkin when it counts. So I think that's the major reason why. I think the one path to defeating the Rangers right now is if you can beat them on the depth side. Otherwise, their best players are going to play great. The goaltenders are going to play great, and they don't give much up, if anything, on special teams.
Beautiful setup at your palatial estate. Behind you, I see the poster for U2 at the Spear.
Oh, yes.
Best concert. Yes. What's the best concert you've ever been to?
It's not even close now. I don't think I can go to another concert after going to see U2 at the Sphere.
Wow.
I'm like, what's next? Like, it's crazy. I talked to my wife about it. We've been to a ton of concerts. I'm like, okay, did that ruin it for us? Was that really well worth it? Now we can't go to another concert again. So, but yeah, it was incredible. It was great to see. And for people that didn't get it, I'm sure there'll be films coming out about it, but it was amazing. By far the best concert I've ever seen in my life.
So you're saying,
Wow.
I mean, there's no even close second for a venue.
I would for venue, or I would think maybe one of the Springsteen concerts when I was young in the 70s. The 3-4 hour shows. But other than that, Madison Square Garden for concerts is great, but the effect and the experience, it doesn't come close to the Sphere. It's I could talk about it for 30 minutes to my friends, and it wouldn't be enough.
Wow.
So it's just been amazing.
Oh. Yeah. So I'm guessing then, well, you're going to do this anyway, right? The NHL draft is going to be there. How cool is that?
Oh yeah, and it's going to be the last centralized draft as well. Like where all the teams are going to be there. Now it's going to be, after this year, it's going to be like the NFL, NBA draft where the teams won't be there. So I'm absolutely going to be there. I'm interested to see how they use that building to create a space and an effect there for the draft.
They're excited. Well, we'll definitely reach out. We'll be in touch.
Oh, yeah.
You owe us dinner. So
yes.
I
won't be there for the Cup final. I won't be there for the Cup final.
No. How about that?
Yeah.
But you liked the stars in that series. Thanks, DB, man. That was awesome.
I did. Yeah. No problem, boys.